Greetings and welcome back. Welcome back to my channel for yet another video. Today we're going to head down to Georgia. Again, welcome everyone. Welcome and thank you to those that have been engaging. Thank you so much. Please remember to leave me a thumbs up and comment if you should desire. And those new to the channel, please sit back and relax because I have a variety of videos and stories that I will be sharing. So as I mentioned, happy Friday. Prayerfully all is doing well on this rainy, slightly windy day here in the DMV. So wheels up as we travel to Georgia. And in my title, I'm asking emphatically, what is going on in Georgia? Now, we know the woes and the troubles of Fulton County. However, this incident occurred in Clayton County as KATHAN Guzman, who was convicted of unaliving Delilah Grayson in 2024. That was when he was convicted. However, the unaliving occurred, according to reports, in 2022. I'll just say hands and neck. Hands and neck. Now, the story is extremely bizarre because Delilah's mother, Christina, learned of this release and she was bewildered. Let me show you a quick photo. This is Christina Grayson, mother of Delilah, who was unalived. And when she was notified that KATHAN Guzman had been released, again, for unaliving her daughter, Delilah, she was in utter and complete shock. And how could you blame her? She was told, and this is what I want you to pay very close attention to, ladies and gentlemen. The reason she was given was there was a coding error. I'll repeat that. A coding, C-O-D-I-N-G, error that caused this convicted man, who unalived Delilah Grayson, to walk out of Clayton County Jail. Now, what is more disturbing is that many people feel as though once someone is placed behind bars, that they're safe. Unfortunately, that's not always true, and this is the case here. Christina stated, and you can do your research on this, I implore you to do so, felt as though if he could unalive her daughter, she feels as though, and rightly so, he has a propensity to do so or do something similar again. Guzman's mother was shocked because she said, according to her, Again, you can do your research, that she made sure before she brought him home. I'll repeat that. Before she brought him home, that everything was correct. And she said that there were no instructions on the release documents. Now, I can understand thinking and believing that the police, lawyers, and judges, that they get things right, but I've told you this many, many times before, and I absolutely have the authority to speak on these issues. Absolutely. I don't pull paperwork. I don't twist around in my chair and read off paperwork. I've actually done the work. I actually do some of the work now. So those are my receipts, and I've shown them many times. Anyway, Guzman's mother, as you see pictured here, took him home, and she was shocked when he was picked up by the U.S. Marshals in Florida, where he was staying with her, allegedly, according to reports. So kudos to the U.S. Marshals. It was through your due diligence and tenacity that you were able to pick him up and place him back to where, in my opinion, he belongs. You know, everyone has their day in court. His day in court was October 2024, and the jury convicted him according to the evidence provided of unaliving, again, Delilah Grayson. A coding error. A coding error by the Clayton County Jail allowed KATHAN, and I hope I'm saying his name correctly, Guzman, to be released, sending Christina Grayson, mother of Delilah, in shock. There's a website, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave for you. Very, very valuable if you or someone you know has been a victim of crime, and it is www.vinelink.com. Again, www.vinelink.com, and it'll give you every state. Keep in mind, human error, and I've said this before, can cause mistakes. Sometimes data is not updated. Sometimes the names are misspelled. So do not rely on just one source. However, that is a pretty good source. It has the photos, a portion of the case and ID number, booking date, sometimes projected release date. This is changed often. However, that's a good source. And if someone has been incarcerated and you want to know, especially victims, of any changes, so you can be alerted, that's a good resource. Again, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect, as you can see right here. I don't know, like I said, what is going on in Georgia. Thank goodness nothing else happened. Again, the mother of Guzman said that he wasn't a threat and that he didn't resist. I'm sure that he wouldn't, ma'am. She claims also that there are details that a lot of people don't know. That may be the case, but what we do know is Delilah Grayson is no longer here, and KATHAN Guzman was convicted for her unaliving. I would suggest strongly that anyone that is dealing with a situation dealing with jails, prisons, that you go the extra mile and you ensure everything is correct. Because this right here, and thank God it didn't, but this could have resulted in a major, major mistake. And I would like to know if any type of reprimand, verbal or even more, happened to the individual responsible for the coding error. What more needs to be done in Georgia as far as training? There are so many stories coming out as far as corruption, inept employees. You have people running amok. But as always, in due time, I'll just say that, in due time. So please be careful and make sure that you are really, really aware of these loopholes and mistakes that happen that could put you or your family members in danger. Just because a person is wearing a badge or a robe or a cross around their neck does not mean they're the end all to be all. We would like to think that, but that is not where our faith and belief should go. You have to use your discernment, and and also, most importantly, you follow up. You be the one to follow up as it relates to your cases, your situations. Everybody is not going to take care the way you would, because there are so many issues that are going on. There are not enough people and enough time to put all of that concentration on one person. And I know, I'll just say in my opinion, that may sound discouraging, but facts are facts. Those in positions, they get it wrong. They're human. But these type of mistakes right here are very costly. It is costly to the victim, the loved ones, the community, and their employer. So keep all of those things in mind. Any comments you may have, please leave it in the comment section. And again, thank you for tuning in, and be safe.